Here I am in this old town, still dreaming of the open road. I've been here for far too long. There's so much more than this I know. It's been years since I've been gone. I miss the way it feels to roam. This urge that's grown inside my heart to pack my bags and hit the road. I'm dreaming of the road again, set free in the wind. Feels like we found home again, on the road that's grown thin. We will fill the tank and make our way down winding tracks and beaten roads. We'll drive away from this old town and find a place we've never known. Summer sun over open plains with the windows down. We'll drive on and our hearts will grow as the troubles fade away. I'm dreaming of the road again, set free in the wind. Feels like we found home again, on the road that's grown thin.
Well, I'm a little bit early. I think, yeah, a couple minutes early. Okay, those are obviously specific to the fit. A bit. I got a bit of work to get done. But first and foremost, I got my new needle in the mail today because due to my fucking $70 accident last live stream where I snagged this needle on my t-shirt, and that was all she wrote. Um, I was able to bend it back a little bit, but definitely wasn't enough. Um, I mean, basically, once you bend one of these little 0.28 millimeters or smaller nozzle or not nozzle needle, it's toast. It's you're not going to get it back. Um, I don't use factory second. Um I won't use factory second needles or nozzles on my airbrushes. I will only buy Harder and Steenbeck needles. Um, and these are titanium needles. I mean, this one's not so bad that I won't keep it as a backup, but that's pretty much what it's relegated to at this point is being a backup needle. Um, One thing I love about ordering a new needle and nozzle set, I should say it's not $70 just for the needle, um, and that's all included. The $70 is with tax and shipping and everything through Spray Gunner. What the hell's going on here? I order my needles and stuff from a company called Spray Gunner, and they can be found online. They have a really good Amazon store, or you can use their actual website. Should be clear, I'm not sponsored by Spray Gunner at all. Cosmic, what's up, dude? That diorama, that is definitely what you would call this. This is the Obi Wan Kenobi rides Boga. There's on my workstation here. There's no way I could fit the whole thing because it still goes up like another 12, 13 inches, or actually higher. It's like 780 millimeters tall, I think. So it comes in at a little over. It's a bit over 2 feet, I think. It's almost 3 feet tall. With Boga and Obi Wan Kenobi riding on her back and stuff. It's bonkers. It's huge. And thanks for stopping by, Cosmic. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. So right now, I was just telling Murphy Law here that I ordered a new airbrush needle and nozzle set from a company called Spray Gunner. Um, I'll just leave that card up there. I think they're fantastic. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I pay full price for everything, but I love that company. They're good people over there. They're based out of Florida. They're great people, and they do you right. I got a Harder and Steenbeck titanium needle and nozzle kit, so it comes with the needle protector and the nozzle and the titanium needle. It's an actual Harder and Steenbeck needle, and yeah, $70 shipped. If I could just pick this one up. So I'm going to be installing that in my airbrush now because I stupidly bent my needle last week, and this one was fairly new, but I snagged it on my t-shirt and it gave it a very slight bend. So I was kind of bummed about that. Now, if you're changing needles, I recommend immediately switching them out so you don't mix up the two, just in case. And what I like to do is I'll just take a Sharpie pen and mark on the package that it's an old needle. And if anything's wrong with it, so old needle and it's bent. But it's not so bad that I can't keep it for backup. So yeah. I almost fucked up my brand new needle just now. That would have been very bad. So we'll stash that up with my other old needles. Get this bad boy put together again. I like to have... Currently, I have 3 different airbrushes in operation. One operating a 0.28 millimeter nozzle and needle. The other one in my my H&S Ultra. Pause that thought. I must have put it in the case. Yep. Where the fuck was I? Oh, 3 airbrushes. I have my H&S Harder & Steenbeck Ultra runs a 0.4 millimeter nozzle on it, so I use that mostly for washes and whatever. And then this one's kind of my workhorse. This is my 0.28 millimeter nozzle and needle. I kind of use this one for a little bit of everything. And then for really fine detail stuff where I got to get in really up close and personal, I have my my Harder & Steenbeck Infinity CR Plus, and that one I use a 0.15 millimeter nozzle and needle. And I hate switching needles out all the time on the same airbrush, so I just kept buying airbrushes until I had one for every occasion. But that's just me. All right. So we'll tuck that aside safely. So, starting off today, 2 things right off the bat. I'm going to be adding some orange, just standard orange, to the glow because it's too neon, and it's not matching the blaster bolts. It took me a couple days just looking at it, and something was saying this is wrong. So I'm just going to do a very light spray of orange to kind of match things up and blend it a little better and get rid of that too neon-y look. Clean that up, and then I'm going to be working on doing some object source lighting on this. Since it's so close to a blaster bolt, it's got to be glowing a little bit too. You know, I want to see that flash reflecting off the metal. So we'll be doing some edge highlighting along the edges here in the details, and then airbrushing a little bit of a glow to it. So that'll be kind of cool. Hey, buddy, have a good day, Cosmic. Thanks for stopping in. I'll be on for a couple hours if you get back in time. Love to have you back in the chat, man. Thank you. So that's what we're doing for starters. And depending on how much time I have, might be digging in the garage, digging around my garage today for a piece of screen, and I honestly don't think I have any screen somewhere. Um, I was even considering just ordering like a fucking little um, I was trying to think of like, I mean, I can go to the hobby store and find a little piece of screen probably, or even a pipe shop. But the pipe shop screens are round, and I want like a square piece that's going to fit over this hole so that when I paint it, it blends in and just looks like a piece of like screen. Um, so yeah, that's what I want to do there. And I was thinking I would go on Amazon and just buy one of those bug catchers for like fucking $5 or what, however much they are. They're not very expensive at all. But find one of them that's made out of screen, and then that's just going to be my sheet of screen that I need to use for little things like this. I'll have a little bit of screen that I can fuck around with. I don't care about trapping bugs. I think that's fucking stupid. Encourage your kids to investigate and study nature in its own fucking habitat. Don't buy bug catchers for your kids and tell them to bring bugs home and shit. It's just fucking stupid. Take the fucking tablet out of their hands, take away the phone, and go touch some grass. Seriously, go touch some fucking grass with your kids, people. Rant over. Okay, so let's mix up some orange. Originally, when I did these blaster bolts, I used this orange in the blaster bolts. I honestly don't know why I didn't do it on the ground glow. I should have. I realized after looking at it for a couple days that that was what was missing, and made it not look right. It just wasn't matching up, and it was too neon. So I want to desaturate that a little bit and bring the color down just a wee tad, to make it look not so fluorescent. Also, something to take into consideration for the future is the fact that the lightsaber is going to be it's an LED lightsaber blade, and it's going to be glowing a blue color, and that blue glow from the lightsaber is going to really change the way this glowing effect works when the lights are off and the lightsaber's glowing. And I'm not going to know how that looks until I have it pretty much done. All right, I want that a little more transparent. So we're going to add a little bit more flow improver to it. 1, 2 more drops. We'll see how that goes. Don't forget to drop a like, peeps. I really appreciate you guys hanging out and sticking around and watching this craziness on my channel. This wild little hobby of ours. But the algorithm definitely appreciates it when you drop a like. It helps me out, helps me know who's watching, who's leaving likes, and it helps the channel grow. You know, the more likes I get, the more the channel gets pushed out, the more people get to watch and learn, and I get to learn. Somebody always has something really cool to say, like some little idea or something I didn't think of. And I always appreciate the input, whether it's critical or positive. You know, I mean, criticism is positive to me, but I really appreciate that. So yeah, drop a like, please. Thank you. I freaking love you guys. Celebrating, I'm creeping on 600 subscribers now, so that's pretty cool. I mean, to get up to 600 in like a niche channel like mine, I think that's pretty impressive to do that in a year. I've heard from other hobbyists that that's also impressive. Like, so I guess I'm doing something right. I think that's cool, and I owe it all to you guys. So thank you for hanging out. So we're putting some drops of this orange into this airbrush, and we're just gonna get right at it. Starting with this one, because this one was the one that was really bothering me the most. Oh shit, that's not good. This is why you test before you start. There we go. Okay. My needle wasn't properly my nozzle wasn't properly tightened, and if you don't, if your nozzle isn't all the way tight, and you'll, like, let's say you're about to airbrush and you see all these bubbles pop up in your airbrush all of a sudden. First thing that I always do is try tightening up your nozzle here. Get that nice and tight, and then try it again. You know, spray on your hand. You can, you know, so now I'm flowing. I'm not getting any bubbles in here. We're doing good. But a lot of times when you see that, it's not a clog. It's just that. Something really simple. Oh my God, that's already better. That's totally what it needed. The way that orange desaturates, that like kind of pinkish look to the glow. Much more believable now at this point. I'm definitely going to have to mix up a little more orange, though. Oh, this looks so much better. That was really bothering me these last couple of days. And sometimes that's good to do that, you know, just if you were here in my last live stream, I was totally like saying it's done. And something told me to just look at it. So every time my wife and I had to go run an errand or something, which have been many these last couple of days, I come down to the garage and look at it before we leave, you know, and I'm like, something's wrong. Something's fucking bothering me about this a lot. And that's what it was, is that I failed to add some more orange to the base. And so we're making that correction now. And it's already paying off, which is really nice. What do you guys think? Everybody's quiet today. Get these out of the way real quick. So I'm rotating this in the direction that the light's pointing or radiating out from the explosion, because that's how light works. It just likes to go in every direction from its source. And even when I'm done with these, I'm probably still going to go back over a couple of days and just make sure it looks right.
So today, I wrote a song for you, 'cause a day can get so long. And I know it's hard to make it through when you say there's something wrong. So I'm trying to put it right,
That looks so much better.
to love you with my heart.
Holy shit. That's what I was looking for. That's what was wrong.
To start.
What do you guys think? No, I think that looks so much better with the change in the glowing, with the way that the light's hitting it now.
Before you know, it's a simple game that I play, feeling the blue rain. And you know, you've been hiding from your pain in the way you say your name. And I see you hiding your face in your hands, flying slowly around. Think no one understands. No one understands.
Super happy with that. Cool. All right. Now I need to get this thing glowing a little bit. And I think I could just go straight for the orange. Just a really light dusting of orange spraying up in this direction. Let's try that. Yeah. And I think what I could do is just I'll put some brighter orange. We'll mix up some yellow and add to that to bring the orange up a little bit, and then just do some little tiny edge highlighting along some of these edges to bring it out. And I think that'll really set it off. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to get this out of the way, so we don't want any overspray. Set that over on the other workbench. But first things first, Jesus, need to clean out my airbrush. In fact, I have enough paint left in the brush. We'll just pull that out and use that to mix up the paint for our edge highlight. I might even make it a little bit brighter coming up this way for a little bit more brightness. We'll see how it looks as we go along.
Don't you say it's a matter of time? You won't stay 'cause everything that I need you close like no other.
Let some paint dry on the inside of the cup here. And if you have that happen, use like a toothpick, or I like the end of these wooden Q-tips to clean it off, kind of scrape it off. And then I'll just cover the bottom up with my finger like that, you know, and rinse it out really good. Yeah, nozzle's clean. That's good. All right. Now for some edge highlighting. Yeah, yellow is just really not cutting into that. Let's use a couple drops of white to bring that up. Better. I want it to be like a really light orange. Orange is one of those colors. It's like fucking one drop of that stuff and you're never getting it back down. All right, I think that. Shit, I think it could actually go brighter for these highlights. I probably only needed like 2 drops of that orange out of that airbrush, out of that cup. Cool. I think that looks good. Now for this part, I'm just going to use a really fine brush. Not funny, really? What's up, dude? What am I doing right now? I am... well, that's... Okay. To bring you up to speed, let's do this. To bring you up to speed, we are working on the glow for these blaster bolts. These blaster bolt explosions. Just fixed up that glow there. And then we're doing a like some object source lighting on this antenna that sits right here. So obviously light from that blaster bolt explosion would be striking off of that. And now we're going to add some edge highlights to further make it pop. So that's what's doing at the moment. Feel free to leave a like. We're going to get in nice and close so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Hopefully I don't disappoint. Fuck, I almost feel like I could use like a yellow on this. Let's just see what it looks like. Just a little bit of paint. And I'm going to use my magnifier so I can see what I'm doing here. Nope, can't really even tell. So let's see what yellow does. We'll just mix up a little bit of yellow. It's pretty transparent yellow anyways, so I think it's going to blend in with the orange a bit. But sometimes you just got to fuck around and find out. Yeah, that pops a little more. I like that. As soon as I'm done with this, we'll bring the model back up, we'll bring the bass back up here, and we'll see how it edges out.
Hey Maria, would you come down? I've been waiting far too long. Every passing year,
And I think we just need a little tiny light dusting of yellow going up this way. I mean, it's a very minuscule. It looks very like a very tiny thing right now, like as far as the difference. But I think once it's up on the base again, it'll make a lot more sense. Bringing that object source lighting in. So we're gonna take a drop or two of yellow right into the airbrush. We'll go with 3 drops. And then we're going to do 3 drops of flow improver. So when you go directly into the airbrush like that, you can just take it, put your finger over the needle, and just push the trigger down ever so slightly. Get that to bubble up, just like so. And that's how you mix your paint right into the airbrush. It's just a couple drops. So we're going to take this guy and just give it a really light spray of yellow from the bottom up. There we go. Whoa. Just had a power flicker here. That was weird. Hopefully I'm still streaming. Did it again. The hell is going on here? Can you guys still hear me? Everything good? Am I still streaming here? Yeah, it looks like I'm still streaming. Okay. So far, so good. I think we're okay. All right. All of a sudden, my lights and my TV flickered. Strange. And then cops flew by at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I don't know if it was my TV or what. That was strange. Huh. I'm just taking inventory to see what else fucked up in here. Okay, internet's good. Let's unplug this charger. All right. Back to it now. Hopefully no more interruptions like that. That was weird. But let's definitely get music back on because I can't work without it. All right. It's got a little glow to it. It's pretty cool. Feel like maybe a little panel liner inside just to keep that area a little more dark. But I like the way it's looking so far. And that's the only one we have to really do like that too. But details, details, details. I am a detailed junkie. Must get the details. Gotta have the deets. Oh, hey, Jen, you're here. When did you pop in? Jen, did you see the little antenna pillar thingy majigger with the edge highlighting on it? This thing? What'd you think? What did you think? You saw it, but no comment. You think it works? Okay. Fucking A. What the hell? Something weird is going on with my music. I don't like it. My TV just dipped out again. My monitor. It's too quiet. I don't like it. Question is, why is that continuously going out? We are experiencing technical difficulties at the moment. Okay, this part. Moving along. My problem right now is I don't have a piece of screen handy to go over this hole. And that must go away. I can't think of anywhere in my garage that I have screen. I'm looking. Trying to think if I have like an old doily somewhere that I could cut a piece out of. Something that'll represent something screen-like. Let me look in the old hobby box. Let's see what's in here. Sorry, I didn't bring my camera along to rummage for you guys to rummage with me. Who doesn't like rummaging? That won't work. Nothing in there will work. Huh. I mean, I really want to paint that piece, but I need that. I got to get that screen, that piece of screen, and glue that in there before I can paint it. So yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is go to the hobby store and buy one of those stupid fucking bug trap thingies. You know those little, like, I was talking about this. No, we don't have any of that. Jen, I was thinking, I mean, I'm going to use it up eventually, so why not go on Amazon and get one of those stupid fucking bug collector things, you know, like bug habitat that are made out of that screen. And then just sacrifice that cheap ass thing for just for the screen. And, you know, I'll have little pieces of screen that I can cut off of it anytime I need it for something stupid like this. Because I don't have any of that right now. I've looked all over my house. And for $5-6 or whatever, you know, I could buy one of those stupid little bug trap prisons to cut a piece of screen off and just screen that off and glue it on. And then once I primer everything, it'll blend right into everything else as I'm painting this piece. So I think that'll work. I might even look at Michael's. The store Michael's has like, okay, that old one's done. Michael's has like all kinds of like kids science projects and shit. And they might even have one in stock right down the street. Because right now that little tiny piece of screen is fucking holding me back from getting this painted and gluing on the little antenna and everything. And once I get that done, I can complete this and paint it and call the base done. You missed out at the beginning of today's live stream. I painted over some parts of the base that I didn't like. It was just too fluorescent, and that needed to go. So what was missing was I just took some orange paint, darker orange than this. This is what I mixed up to do the edge highlighting with, but it didn't work. Yeah, but I mean, I can buy a bug catcher for $5. Yeah, screen replacement at the hardware store. Yeah, all that. Or just from the laziness of my fucking gaming chair in my office, I can just order a $5 bug catcher, and that's going to have the grade of screen that I'm looking for. I don't want it to be too fine. I'm looking for, you know, like that little space between my fingers, that width. Something right around there. And I don't want to drive all over town fucking looking for it either, so I'll probably just order it on Amazon. Chances are I'll go to Michael's or the fabric store, and they're all out of that shit, when I could just order it on Amazon and call it good. But I appreciate the tips. Yeah, that's the one fucking piece kind of holding me back from finishing up with the base right now. And I'm looking around. I'm still looking around my studio here and just not finding anything. And I'm kind of like wondering to myself, like, well, the fuck else do I want to do today? Oh, those are all spare parts for this model. Okay, that's cool. Bear with me, I'm still kind of looking around at shit. That's what's missing. Where is... Sorry, I don't have my camera with me. I'm just looking for some stupid shit right now. Ah, there it is. This is what I can do. Okay. Cool. Something to do. This piece. Haven't gotten this piece done yet because this is going to be the button for this thing up here. That's going to go into place right there. So I got to work out how to do that. But I also want to paint it separately from this. I don't want to glue it on first and then paint it. And it sits way too high. That's the switch for the lightsaber. So that one's pretty important. Oh, Amazon is super close by, like right upstairs. Right now, I'm just trying to think how I can bring this down a bit because it's too movable. But it's, so I got to cut the bottom off of this to bring it down a little bit. But then I've still got to be able to push this down to make the button work. Well, I could do that, Aaron. That's a great idea, but unfortunately this piece is hollow, so once I cut this piece down, then it's open in the bottom. And I would have to put something there. I mean, I could glue a piece of styrene on the bottom of it, but it'd have to be pretty thick styrene to affix to the bottom of it. Which, I mean, it's not out of my league to make that happen. It's totally doable. Yeah. I'm almost thinking to go with my idea of just gluing a piece of styrene there. I could get a piece of styrene at the hobby store and just glue that to the bottom of it. Nice thick piece of styrene. Well, here's the deal, though. I just happen to have a second one. There's some difference to it, though. You can see that this one warped a little bit during the printing process because my stupid ass accidentally printed this one solid. So it's not as pretty, but who fucking cares? Yeah, I think that would just be too flexible when I have this solid piece that I could literally cut into. I mean, I don't care that these little things are bent. The other issue I have too is that it's such a tiny piece. Oh, yeah, definitely. But it's such a tiny button that it's got some room to rock around on, and I don't like that either. So I'm almost thinking like I should just get a piece of styrene anyways and glue that to the top of this. And make a big wide button that this would sit on so it's sturdier. Because any little movement this way or that, once I glue it on, could break it off of the glue. So if I have it on something like a little piece of metal or something right there, it'll be a little more sturdier in its place. It's either that or I put the button somewhere else. I hide it somewhere else. I mean, I could literally stick the button, have the button sticking out of this hole right here. This little nib, just drill that out. It's about the same size. And it's got a little spot. I could just push it. It's still hidden enough. And I think that would really fucking simplify my problem. Nah, bro, this is how I work, man. I don't care how hard it is as long as it looks right when I'm done with it. And it does what I want it to do. God, you gotta love hot glue. Yeah, I love you, Jen. I fucking love you. Every time I'm thinking about something, doing something weird, you're like, fucking do it. That is so, that's how I roll. You hear that happening, something's getting cut. Bear with me one moment here. All right. There. Wear a mask, kids. I just wanted that cut like right then and there. So. Okay, so we have this much length. Cutting some more stuff. Sometimes you just gotta change your mind and put something somewhere else. And I think that's what's happening. Well, that's definitely what's happening. Okay, this time I'm masking up because I gotta cut a bigger piece. We're gonna cut the bottom off. Oh, wait a minute. There's gonna be antenna right here. So I won't be able to touch that side. Okay. I think I got it. I think I got an idea. Might need this. Ugh. When all you want is friends. Hide the button on the nub that sticks out on the side of the dish. Well, I only have so much length for this cord, and I think the button is going to sit nicely right there, and it'll just blend in as part of this piece. I'll just get a drill bit that fits this, and then I can glue the button right up on the inside here, right there in that spot, and you won't even know it's there. And I like that better than, I mean, I like the interaction of being able to push the thing down, but I think this is just going to work better and be more, it's going to be more sturdy. And if I need to, I'll be able to easily fix it. You know, it might be cool. Welcome to my creative process. You know, it'd be cool is to put like a little hinge on it in case the button ever pops out or something. No, I think I'm going to just super glue it in. Let's get these supports worked out of here. All right. Okay, what's next? Drill bits. Where are my drill bits at? Oh, right here. Perfect. bigger. That's close enough. You know, I don't trust a drill bit. Resin's so brittle once it's been cured that it can easily shatter or break, you know, when you're drilling something. So I think we need to do this the long way and use a Dremel instead. And we're going to grind out the hole instead of drilling it. I think that's going to be a safer way to go. I got a pen vise drill, but I don't trust that either. Let me see here. No, I don't think I need the Dremel for this. Well, we might. We might. Got tons of little bits. Little bits. We're going to get a hole started, and then we can just keep widening out that hole with one of these bits until it's the width that I need it to be. This is a great fucking sanding tool. I can leave the link for it in the description if anybody... I shouldn't call it a sanding tool, but it is. It's really, really nice for getting like support nibs and stuff like that. Real fine detail work that you find in some of these models. It's really good for smoothing out little spots that are really tough to reach. It's very fast and super quiet. And it's quite powerful. It also charges USB-C, which is really nice. Okay, I might need the Dremel. Going too slow with this guy. It is battery powered, so it can be a little... Well, let's just crank it up full speed and see what happens. Resin gets pretty soft as it heats up too, so yeah, it's running out of Well, it's either running out of battery or it's just getting too. No, we're through. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. I'm barely using any pressure at all. Those little bits take it out pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, once I paint this thing, okay, a little bit more. Once I paint this thing, that button, you won't even know it's there unless you're told. It's going to be cool. I did a similar thing with the base for Gambit, for the lighting on Gambit, where the switch that turns on the light to light up the base, I hit it in the base, and when the guy who commissioned the model, when he had no idea I was lighting it. I didn't tell him. I wanted to do it and didn't tell him. And when I gave it to him, I said, there's something special about this, but to make it work, you got to find it. And I had to end up telling him where where it was because I hid the button so well. I mean, it's right in plain sight, but he couldn't find it. I think this will be kind of the same thing. That's it. That's it. So pause and think for a moment before you glue something. So I think what I'll do is I'll just put a little tiny drop of glue here to hold it into place. And that way it'll be real easy to pry off if I need to. Be nice if I had like a little teeny tiny clamp I could stick on there while the glue dried, but I don't. Ow. Hair dryer, Aaron. Nope, it moved. You know, it's probably too dusty in there. Motherfucker. Well, you know what that sound was. Well, it's a lot easier to move around and work on now. Notice anything missing? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It was already broken before, so it just broke at the seam that I already glued it on with. So it'll go back on really easy. You won't even know, won't ever know it was broken. I'm so sorry. This is like so not exciting to watch. Hidden button. Fuck, it's still fucking moving around. God damn it. Okay. Oh, Jen, you're funny. No, it doesn't have to be. I was always excited to learn, though. I was that fucking annoying nerd kid in science class that none of the cool guys liked. But my girlfriends were always prettier than theirs. And all their girlfriends are fat and gross now. Just kidding. Just kidding. There. I just stuffed a medicine cup in there to hold it in place while the glue dries. Seems like it's working, I think. Nope. I just got to hold on to it till it sits correctly. Ah, I got a better idea. Better idea. So what I'm gonna do is okay, a little bit of glue. All right. Need a UV flashlight and a little bit of resin. Make sure you hold it in place really good. Actually, I better shake that resin up. Hidden button. Love it. Oh yeah, I know. I'm just working other shit out right now. But that's a matter of just simply adding some resin along the seam right here. And just hit it with the UV light. And I am determined to get this piece ready for paint today. And keep in mind, Aaron, too, I resined this piece in place. I don't know if you were watching, but I took some UV resin from my printer and spread it around the seam and then hit it with the UV light so that fucker's not moving. So I'm calling that good. So this is an instrumental song by Andrew Bird. He's one of my favorite violinists. And it's so fucked because It's just an instrumental. There's no singing or anything that I can remember. I don't think there's any singing on it. And this song is banned in Belarus, Russia. Every time, every time I'm YouTubing. So now after the glue's been set in, I'm gonna add some UV resin to this along the seam here. To fill in this gap. That little gap there, right here, that's between the two pieces. I want to fill that in a little better. Because physics, man. Actually, that bit's too round. Need something a little flatter that's already been used. All right. I'm not going to take that away yet. Oops. So that seam where the break happened, by adding some resin to it while the glue dries, is just going to further strengthen it. Cool. And I still have access to the inside. So if I need to get that button out for any reason, if someday I just take a little tool pry that out of there. It'll come out pretty easy. So that I think I'm very satisfied with where that lies now. Just for shits and giggles, though, we need to